Hi there, it's Lynnette Khalfani-Cox, the Money Coach. I'm the co-founder of AskTheMoneyCoach.com and Money Coach University. If you're expecting a tax refund check this year, you probably might be surprised to find out that there are a lot of reasons why you might not get that refund check at all, or perhaps on time as you were expecting. Here are 5 reasons you might not get your IRS tax refund check in a speedy manner. First of all, you might have been the victim of identity theft. This is typically the case when you file your taxes later in the tax refund cycle because the crooks out there, the scammers and con artists of the world, typically try to steal people's social security number and claim bogus tax refund checks early in the cycle. They typically file in the January-February time frame. Bottom line, this can create a huge headache for you, and you have to clean up the mess that's been made by an identity thief and try to confirm with the IRS that you are really who you say you are and that the rightful tax refund check should go to you. It'll take a long time to work it out, but it can be done. Second, you might not get your tax refund check at all if you owe taxes. As a matter of fact, not just if you owe taxes, but if you owe a number of obligations. Say you owe back federal taxes. Even if you're making payments on it, the IRS can seize your tax refund check. Ditto for if you owe state taxes or delinquent or defaulted federal student loans or severely delinquent child support. For all of those reasons, your IRS tax refund check can get seized. Now, some other things can derail your tax refund check or at least delay it. If you don't put your signature on your 1040 form, that's another reason that you won't be getting an IRS tax refund check. Now, some of you might be thinking, that sounds old school. I didn't fill out a form with paper and actually physically sign. I filed electronically. Well, even then, you must file with a signature when you e-file. Bottom line there is you have to create a 5-digit identification number. It's a code of sorts, kind of a PIN, but that serves as your electronic signature. So do make sure that you sign your IRS forms, whether or not you're paper filing or e-filing, as is increasingly common for most people. Fourth reason you might not get your IRS tax refund check is if you've made substantial errors in your tax filing. It can be anything from the math that you got very wrong and you thought you were going to get a couple $1,000s back, and maybe the IRS totally disagreed with your numbers and said, not so fast. We're not sending you this check. Maybe you got a social security number wrong or transposed. Any kind of mathematical error or numerical mistake can cost you your tax refund check. And then finally, the 5th reason why you might not get your tax refund check in a speedy manner is if you happen to collide with new IRS rules regarding direct deposits. Now, because identity theft is such a prevalent problem right now, and there's billions of dollars in losses for the IRS every single year related to tax fraud, the IRS has put in certain safeguards with regard to depositing tax refund checks electronically. Now, these rules started back in 2015, but a lot of people are just finding out about them, especially when they don't get their tax refund check in a timely manner. Here's what you need to know. The IRS has put a cap on the number of tax refund checks that it will deposit on a quick and speedy manner to folks who are in the same household using a similar or the same account. For example, this new law, and it applies to 3, you can only have 3 tax refund checks deposited to a single account. This applies to checking accounts, savings accounts, prepaid cards, those kind of debit cards, reloadable cards, that kind of thing. If you, for example, are expecting a tax refund check and maybe your sibling or parent or another family member who lives in the same household with you, if you guys all share the same account, the same checking account, the same savings account, the same debit account, that kind of thing, and you've already had 3 tax refund checks deposited into that account, the IRS will send you a notice saying, nope, we are not going to deposit another tax refund check into that account. They'll verify that everything is on the legit and up with you, but then it will take an extra 4 weeks or so, the IRS says, because they're going to send you a tax refund check in the mail. Now, some of you may be saying, okay, what if it's been several weeks, 3 or 4 weeks, and I have not yet gotten my tax refund check? Well, the IRS suggests that you use their Where's My Refund tool that's available online at irs.gov in order to check on the status of your refund. Generally speaking, if everything is okay and kosher with your tax filing, you should expect to get your tax refund check in about 21 days.